So let's go back a couple of weeks. I bought a 2015 Vauxhall Astra minicab. It's licensed minicab. It's licensed till the end of 2026. The reason for buying that is because I'm going to rent it out to get some passive income from the minicab. So I bought the minicab and there was a problem with the gearbox. It goes into gears fine, but it's just on its way out. It's high mileage, it's 185,000 miles. So it needs a new gearbox, it needs a new clutch. And for those things, it's coming in around £800–900. So I thought, you know, in true Salvage Diaries tradition, well, if I'm going to be spending that money just on a gearbox and a clutch, why not buy the whole car? So I ended up buying this Insignia for just over £1,100. So I got the complete car. I made sure it's the exact engine code and the exact horsepower, like for like engine. I think you have to change the injectors when you change them. Anyway, so what we're going to be doing is we're going to be taking the engine and the gearbox, the running gear, out of the Insignia, and we're going to be putting that into the Astra, and then I can start renting that out. The only reason you're probably asking, well, why are you doing that? Because, like I said, the Astra's on 185,000 miles, the Insignia's only on 80,000 miles. So I've just got more peace of mind. When it comes to renting it out, I haven't got the dramas of, you know, things going wrong. You know, there's less chance of things going wrong with the lesser mileage engine. So that's where we're at. So let's get into it. I'll show you the Astra. We'll have to do a quick walk around. Okay, so here it is, the 2015 Vauxhall Astra. Pretty standard. It's a silver 5-door estate. Like I said, it is on very high mileage. There is a gearbox problem. I will start the car up in a sec just to show you guys the noise. I don't know, and obviously the engine does shake a little bit as well. I think the engine mounts are done. It's all, you know, pretty clean. This is me just going through it. Don't know what's going on there. It seemed to have gathered water, so that's obviously a lot of water, so we're gonna have to see to that. That's obviously not normal, and that will cause rust, so I will need to look at that very soon. Look at the amount of water that's in there, unbelievable. Anyway, okay, so just wanted to show you the Astra, what the running gear is going to be going into, but we're not going to be focusing on this today. We're focusing on taking the engine out of the Insignia. So here it is, 2016 Vauxhall Insignia. A little doggy in there. Hello. Right, so obviously, as you can see, this is the primary damage. It's taken a whack there. Flat tyre, covered in mud. It is a 1.6 Insignia SRI diesel CDTI. It has got some damage here as well, so it'd be interesting to know what's happened here, because there doesn't seem to be any damage up on here. It's just down the side there. So obviously here, a little bit of damage on the bumper. Obviously I don't think we're going to be repairing this bumper, but there is a story behind this as to why I've bought it. What I am going to be doing in it, I just want to show you guys what we've got, what we're dealing with. So we're looking in the back. Seats are down. It's got a spare tyre there, which is a Pirelli, hello, P0. Let's go and sit in it and show you what it's like inside. It's a 65 plate, 80,139 miles. Got a quarter of a tank in it, which is handy. It's got DAB stereo. It is a manual. It's got electric brake assist. Stop looking at. And it comes with locking wheel nut, service booklet. It's got service there from 70,000 miles. It's got another service from 31,000 miles. So it's quite handy that it comes with a service booklet, because not all of them, they're sort of few and far between coming with the service booklets. That's quite handy. The seats look alright, look decent. I'm going to be doing some time lapse of taking the front end off. I know you guys like some time lapse, so we're going to be doing that with my little assistant here. She's going to help me. Yeah. What do you think? Yeah. I've got a dog, by the way, if you hadn't guessed. So yeah, something to keep me company down at the garage, so she can learn a thing or two. And by the end of the year, she'll be a fully qualified mechanic. So, yeah, so I'm going to get it in the garage now. I'm going to stop waffling on. We're going to get it in the garage. We're going to strip down this front end. We're going to make a start just getting the engine out, because once the engine's out, that's the main thing done. What's the matter? Take her for a walk. That is the main bit, is taking the engine and gearbox out. That's all going to be going in. That's all going to be going in as one, so then we can start taking all the little bits off. But we can then get the car out of the garage once the engine is out, and we can strip bits. So I'm going to stick this on the back of the truck, and then we can sort of strip bits as we go, because storage is a bit tight in there at the moment. I've got another vehicle in there. You'll probably see it. It's a van that we're gonna. That's the next project after. So I'm not going to go into that. You'll see that in the next project. So yeah, let's get cracking. So we're in the garage now. We're just going to start by taking the front end off. I'm going to remove that wing, jack it up, remove the wing, take the front bumper off, slam panel, etc. Get the lights out, and then we can sort of see what we're working with. So I'll get the tripod set up, and then we'll do a little time lapse. Okay, so we've now taken the front bumper off, the two front headlights. The next job is to drain the coolant, and then we can start taking off this front end, and then we can get up closer to getting the engine out. So yeah, I'm going to crack on with that now. So the last bit of footage you would have seen was me taking off the rad pack. I've never worked on one of these before, so I didn't quite know what to expect, but this bar along here is structural. It's part of the body of the Insignia. this little bottom part comes off, not a problem, but then you've got the subframe there. So I've been doing a little bit of reading up, and you can either pull it from the top or drop the subframe and come down the bottom. So I think what we're going to try and do is pull it from the top. Worst comes to worst, we're going to cut this section off, just to make life easier getting this one out. Obviously you won't be able to do that on the mini cab because, for obvious reasons. I've taken the battery off, the wiring loom, that's where the ECU went. This plug here connects down to there. What I'm going to do is take a picture of that, just go and check on the Astra if it's the same. It is the exact same engine code, it's the exact same brake horsepower. This wire just disconnects from the fuse box under there, so it's really simple. You've got a couple of earth straps there which go on this nut here. So we're making good progress. I took the engine cover off. So what I need to do, obviously the usual stuff, drive shafts, but obviously I need to drain the gearbox oil because it's not like on these other vehicles where you just take drive shafts off. The gearbox oil will drop out of it, so the exhaust disconnects from there, nice and easy. So yeah, we're going to just sort of make a start and continue on doing everything, and hopefully we can pull this up, and then there's no dramas. But it's never that straightforward, but fingers crossed it is. So it will be daylight the next time you see, because I'm wrapping up for today, but the video is going to carry on. Right guys, next day now. I've done quite a lot off of camera. I've disconnected the drive shafts. If you look over here, obviously there are two drive shafts that come off of the Insignia. What else have I done? Oh, I've cut, you can see I've cut the exhaust there, just because this bracket here, it's never going to come off. So what I could do is I could get like a sleeve clamp that will clamp that onto the Astra exhaust. I've taken off the rear engine mount back there. I've loosened, a bit closer. I've loosened that bolt and that bolt. I've also loosened this, so that'll just sort of swing down once I start taking the engine out. What I'm going to do now, because the engine sort of has to come out from the top, what I'm going to do is I'm going to lower the car right down, put a bit of wood under each side of the subframe, enough to get the wheels on the engine crane, and then hopefully we can just jack it up over and that actually comes. So I'm going to crack on with that now. I'll stick it on time lapse again. I know you guys like a bit of time lapse, so I'm going to set that up. We'll get the engine crane into place. Well, what I'm going to do is jack it down first, then get the engine crane into place, then we can start undoing the engine mounts. Everything else is disconnected as far as I know. Like I said, I've never done one of these engines, but they're off now. The fuel pipes, they're off. Get there and there. So yeah, we're looking, I've got to take that MAF sensor off. So yeah, I'll set you up, and we'll get cracking taking this out. And there it is, successfully out of the engine bay. I was a little bit worried about it clearing over and getting out. Anyway, we've done that, so the new engine's in. Joking, of course. Okay, so that is the end of the first episode in this series. In the next episode, we're going to be getting the Astra into the garage. We're going to get the Insignia out, get the Astra in, and then we can just do the same process again. I don't know if, I mean, it's exactly the same, but just on an Astra. So what I might do is just whip the engine out, and then I'll film bits and pieces of taking the Astra engine out, maybe just the crane lifting, taking the front end off, lifting the engine out, and then obviously we'll get stuck into putting this engine into the Astra. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. It was fairly straightforward, so touch wood the next one is. I don't see any reason why it won't be, but thank you very much for tuning in, and I'll catch you very soon in the next one. Peace.